another episode of Federico Talks Watches. As you can see, I'm back with the Sherpa, Eric Glass. Say hi, Eric.
Hi, guys. What's going on? It's good to be back, Fed. Thanks, as always. I know people don't like the handshake, but, I just kind of felt it was necessary.
So today I figured we'd talk about something rather interesting. I've been in the watch industry for a while. I worked at a lot of ADs or authorized dealers. I've also worked for Richemont, and now I sell pre-owned watches. But my main experience is working for authorized dealers. And you, Eric, have years of experience selling pre-owned, right?
I do. It's, I guess in my humble opinion, I think pre-owned is always the way to go, but you do get two different experiences. And I think it's just a matter of what kind of shopper are you and what kind of experience are you looking for. And I think that's what we're really going to talk about today. And hopefully to get your feedback as to what kind of shopper are you, what kind of experiences have you seen, whether it's online, a forum, an authorized dealer. I really want to hear about your experiences. Obviously we're open to hearing your suggestions. And, as always, bring on the comments.
Yeah, so I figured we'd take my experience, your experience, and kind of give people the difference between buying new from an authorized dealer and buying pre-owned.
Well, let me start by saying that I think that pre-owned and to help people also wrap their minds around, like a lot of guys that watch this channel or watch YouTube or even go online to buy and sell watches have to have the right mindset. I speak to a lot of people, and a lot of people are like, I paid $10,000 for this watch. I can't believe you're only going to pay me that for it. And, it's unfortunate. A lot of people have this idea that watches go up in value. And, the first thing I used to say is if you want to make a small fortune from buying and selling watches, you need to start with a large fortune. And not every watch is like that. If I knew which watches were going to be the ones that were going to go up in value, I'd be living in Vegas, and I would not be sitting here with Fed. I'd be handicapping.
One of my favorites, I got a call yesterday. He's like, hey, Fed, I want to sell my Glashütte Panoramic Lunar. I'm like, sure, what did you want for it? He's like, I see them going for $8,000. I'm like, cool, so what did you want for it? He's like, $8,000.
And let me stop you right there. The perfect response to that is obviously we can't buy watches for what they're going to sell for, and this goes back to also what I was saying is kind of a perfect segue. Mm-hmm. And that is when you buy something, whether it's a car, a watch, a television, there's a certain amount of usage, almost like residual usage, almost like a lease, right? So I know when I buy my car, I lease a car, and I have a payment. I know it's going to cost me $600 a month or whatever my payment is. And then at the end of the 2 or 3 years of that lease, I'm going to bring the car back, and it costs me $600 a month to drive that car.
Yes.
And I'm super happy with that. So why is a watch any different? And for me, this is the hardest thing that I have to try to communicate to the people who aren't really in the know, right? And that's why I call myself the watcher, because I want to help guide you through that experience. Because if you have the mindset that I'm going to buy a watch, this Rolex, this Glashütte, this whatever it can be, and you say, if I buy it for $4,000 and I have to sell it for $2,000, that could be 2 years from now. So in 2 years, it costs you $1,000 a year to wear that watch. Break it down monthly. How much is that? And that's what your cost of driving or wearing the watch is. Mindset. This is going to make buying, selling, trading watches a lot easier because you already now have an idea going into it.
But hold on a second. Also,
you're an expectation.
Also, I tell this to clients all the time. You can get more for the watch. I totally agree, but you have to sell it yourself. You have to sell it end user to end user.
Yeah.
And cut out the middleman.
But once again, and we're going to be doing, or I'll be doing, a lot more shows and series, bringing the Watch Sherpa guide to you to help, is there a way to make 30% more on your watches? Absolutely. Do you have to go to the big players to sell your watches? No. But what is your time worth to you?
Yeah.
And that's ultimately, do you have time to do it? Do you have time to deal with the pitfalls and the possible scenarios of being robbed, scammed? There's a lot of scumbags out there, unfortunately. Not everybody is honest as me and Fed, that are trying to give you... Yeah, they're going to give you the proper.
We're getting off topic. That's a whole other video, guys.
You're right. I apologize.
That's a whole other video.
Stay tuned.
But buying in an AD versus buying pre-owned, all right?
Sure.
I'm going to give you basically the AD breakdown. Now, I haven't worked in every AD, but I've worked at Wempe in New York City on 5th Avenue.
Wait. Say that again?
Wempe.
God, I love the way Fed talks. Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
It's one of the highest end ADs, and they really prided themselves on customer service. And it's an experience you didn't get in many places. You'd walk in, you would be greeted, you would immediately be sat down. Would you like some sparkling water, some champagne, maybe some chocolate truffles? And this is before you bought anything. This is all for free.
So I could just walk into, how'd you say, Vempe in New York City and not buy anything, and I'm going to get champagne, some chocolates, and this. I want to try on that AP. That's great. Yeah, I'm not interested in just walk out.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Damn. I think I'm doing it all wrong. I mean, I like champagne and chocolate.
It's I can honestly say Vempe's, in my experience, the best AD around. And you can do all of that. You can try on as many watches as you want while sitting in a beautiful environment, talking to a very intelligent sales associate. And you can walk out with some beautiful catalogs, a bottle of champagne.
Wait, they give you the whole bottle?
Well, they bring the bottle to the table, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And it's quite an experience.
Oof, I'm getting chills. I almost want to go buy a new watch. No, I don't. No,
but there's the cons, and this is any AD. Most ADs are not going to give you the same prices you're going to buy pre-owned, but you're going to get other things apart from the beautiful experience you get. You also get the manufacturer's warranty, which sometimes is non-transferable, and you also get other services, like you get to try on the watch. Many online dealers you don't get to try anything on, so you get to try on the watch there. And of course, if anything goes wrong, you're completely backed by the authorized dealer's full weight, right? It goes back to the manufacturer if anything's wrong. However, you pay a premium for that.
Yeah, and does Vempe give you a discount?
Well,
will they give you a discount?
I'm not going to talk about their discount policy.
I'm not saying you should tell us about, but would they, yes or no, give a discount? I mean, you don't have to say what it is. It's yes or no. I came in and see, hey, Mr. Blanket Wempy, I want to buy that AP. It's $45,000. I'll give you $40,000. Now, that's not even a big discount. Do they just say
$40,000 on what?
Who cares?
I mean,
it's just a scenario.
Depending on the piece, you could ask for a consideration. The champagne, but also, Eric, don't forget, this is the only store I know where you can walk in and they've got 50 Lange in stock. I mean, you can literally try anything on. You go to the mom and pop AD in New Jersey and you want to try on a Lange turbograph, they'll just laugh at you.
I mean, I get it. So, I mean, there are, I guess, like I said, if you're that person and you have that disposable income and an extra 10, 15, 20, or even 30,000 in some cases is not a problem for you, then maybe we're not talking directly to you. And there is something to be said about getting the wine and dine and the schmooze and the schmaltz and all the stuff that comes along with going to an authorized dealer and all the weight that comes with it. But at the same time, there's a couple different ways you can go about it.
Absolutely.
And what I'm going to say is, I can now still get that same experience and still get a discount. And by simply going, and no offense to any authorized dealer out there, but I can now walk into your store, I can get all of that experience, try on that watch, then go home and go, oh, great, hello, and buy it pre-owned. You've now tried it on, and if you buy from a reputable, honest person, you know you're getting a watch that's been inspected for authenticity, it's been checked for service issues, it's most likely in great condition, and with boxing papers, and you're saving 30 to 40, in some cases 60% off the retail price. So you have to ask yourself, what is that worth to you? Do you want the schmooze and the wine and the dine, or do you want the deal? And the deal really is in the pre-owned market, and not only just in the price, but it's also part of the game.
You're 100% right. And actually, to clarify, guys, I'm defending the authorized dealers because I love them. I used to work for them. But actually, I make my money selling pre-owned watches. All right? So I'm playing devil's advocate. But let's say this, Eric. You know this. Not every pre-owned dealer
are created
equal.
I agree.
We're not going to mention any names, but I know some pre-owned dealers out there that'll sell you a watch at 220 amplitude. If you guys don't know what amplitude is, basically 300 is the perfect number. I think 270, 280
is the heartbeat. It's the heartbeat of the watch. So you want that amplitude to be strong. It's like just an indication of service issues potentially.
So let me ask you this. You get a watch, it's 210 amplitude. Does that need a service or not?
Yes.
It needs a service.
Yes.
But there are pre-owned watch dealers that will sell you 210.
I mean,
amplitude
you can
watch.
have a watch at 210 amplitude that's keeping good time. Now, once
For
again,
how long?
No, right. So let's take that scenario. Let's use a Rolex Submariner. Right, it's a pretty common watch. They're out there. You can buy them from just about everybody. And you buy a Rolex Submariner with a 210 amplitude. You don't realize it, but a brand new Rolex Submariner will set you back what? What is the retail price?
$85.50.
$85.50. So you buy it pre-owned, and you can maybe get it for maybe $65 to $70 if you're buying a ceramic.
You're not buying a ceramic sub for $65. Not nowadays. I don't think so.
Okay, so non-ceramic. Let's go with non-ceramic.
Okay, fine, but then it's not 85. At $85.50 ceramic, I think you're probably looking at $7,200 for a ceramic pre-owned.
So now, but what are the odds? Maybe we're picking the wrong watch, because what are the odds that you buy a watch, specifically a Rolex, that's just a couple of years old, that's going to have an amplitude issue? Most likely not.
Probably
not. Let's just say you buy a watch, you get it at 40 off retail. It's got a low amplitude. Now, had you walked into the store and bought it, you're paying 40% more. So if you do get it, and everything else of the watch is right, it's papers, it's authentic, it's in really nice shape, it just needs a service, you can take it to a reputable place to have it serviced. I know some that will charge you probably $500 for a non-complicated watch. And now it's only cost you $500 to have a watch serviced. It's still valuable to have the watch done that way, because you're still saving.
Yes,
You're still
I
saving.
agree with you, but see, everything that's too much of a plug. I service everything I sell.
Right.
But a lot of
that's
these,
you. We're talking about if you buy, look, buyer beware. There are a lot of scumbags, pardon my French, out there in the watch world. They don't care who you are. All they want is your money. So the same thing I will tell anybody, whether you buy from me, you buy from Fed, you buy from anybody, the truth of the matter is that you want to buy the watch. Do not buy the watch, but buy the watch person, because they're going to be the person you trust. They're the ones that, if there's a problem with it, you have to call them. So you buy a watch from somebody, you try to get them on the phone, they're like, we're sorry, this number you call, he's been disconnected.
It's true, but it goes a little further than that, because these people that sell, the 220 amplitude watch, they know it's 220. They're banking on the client not to realize it.
Sure.
And they give a 1-year warranty, and maybe it needs service 14 months after the client bought it, right? Because 220 still keeps good time, but it needs a service.
Right.
Then when they call back, they charge them $500 for the service. It's an upsell, Eric.
But not all places do it like that. Once again, you weigh the pros with the cons. So if you're saving $10,000 hypothetically on the watch, and you have to spend $500 to service it, which all watches at some point in their life expectancy will need it. I said, it depends on the watch and the scenario, and you yourselves as a watch buyer, a watch collector, a watch trader, these are the things that me and Fed are basically trying to get across to you, is that be smart. Use this thing between your ears, that gray matter. If it does not sound right, if it sounds too good to be true, or you're not sure, then you need to pass and move on. And always buy from honest people that you know you can trust, because if there's ever a problem, you want to know that you're being backed up.
And I'll say this, guys. I'm playing devil's advocate. Honestly, I do think the deals in the pre-owned market are probably the way to go. My biggest issue in the pre-owned market, not that I've discovered it myself, Delray's not even 60 days old, but it's not as transparent as ADs. Because ADs, you got a policy, it's the brand policy, you follow it. There's a lot of questions you guys might not think to ask.
ADs are always going to be, if you have the money and you don't mind it, sometimes it's nice to have your name on the warranty card and have that 5-year warranty from Rolex, and anything goes wrong, you walk in the door. But to be perfectly honest with you, and there's another question I want to ask you, for those of you out there who bought from my ADs a lot, how many times have you actually had to use your warranty? I mean, that could be a whole episode all on its own. Your warranty experiences. And how many times you had to use it?
It's true, but I'll tell you this. The answer they're going to say is probably not a lot, but how many times have you gone back to the 47th Street guy and be like, my watch isn't working? He's like, not my problem, get out.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Buddy.
Wait. Do that. What was that voice? What was that?
Slightly idiosyncratic. Okay.
Wow. Okay. I still love you. And... and look, and I get what you're saying. Like, that's why it goes back to saying, don't buy the watch, buy the watch.
What about the guy we saw? He bought a Rolex in the Seybold building. It's a jewelry district in Miami. I'm not going to say where we met him. He came in and his crown pulled out. And he's like, can you fix this? And we're like, sure, it'll cost $500. And he's like, $500? And I'm like, yeah, that's what it costs to fix a broken Rolex crown. And he's like, well, I just bought it a week ago. I'm like, go back to the dealer. You bought it. He should fix it. He's like, oh, remember? He's like, oh, the guy doesn't kick me out of the store. It's not his problem. Remember that guy?
And that's terrible. And we hear this all the time. And this is why, I'll say it again. Don't buy the watch. Buy the watch dealer because, there are many scenarios that could potentially happen with a watch, a lot of moving parts. I had a client buy an IWC. It had cracked in the case, and in a way that I've never seen before. He obviously hadn't dropped it. I know he's straightforward. I sent it to IWC, no questions asked. They just fixed it. I was actually blown away by the customer service that IWC performed. But this is one case, and just like once again, there's pros and cons to everything, guys. We're here to help. We're here to be informative. We're here to educate you. We want you to be savvy buyers and to ask questions. We want to know what's on your mind.
And we're actually going to make this a series. We're going to make a series maybe per brand or per watch, like how to buy Rolex, how to buy Patek. And we'll give you a kind of our tips and tricks moving forward. So this is kind of like the first episode in that it's a little bit more general. But Eric, thanks so much for kind of giving us your experience and letting me shoot today. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. And I am the Watch Sherpa. I will have my own YouTube channel coming soon. I know a lot of you guys want Fed all to himself, and I love doing the show with Fed, and hopefully we can do a lot of fun stuff as well. But be on the lookout. I'm not going away. I'm certainly bring you lots of good information that you guys can use as well.
Guys, on that note, thanks for watching another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. It really does help. And to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. And we'll catch you in the next one.
It's just too bright sitting next to this guy.
Take care.